How's it going, YouTube family? Much love to you. Much peace to you. Today I want to talk about two things. Two things that we don't never see to really fully comprehend or understand. One is selfish, and the other one is selflessness. Now, selfishness is always in a negative notation. If you're selfish, you keep things to yourself. You don't care about those who are around you. You don't care about anything that you give out, let alone take. Selfishness is basically saying that, man, I'm a caring, kind person. I love, and love loves me back, and all these other things. But I want to capitalize on the selfish part, because selfish doesn't mean that you're a selfish person. And it's crazy when I say this, because most people will automatically bash me before they actually think about what I'm saying. Selfish doesn't mean that you're a selfish person. Sometimes we use so many negative things without realizing that they could be for good in the long run. If you always selfishness, I think of this story about this man and his child. The man was selfish, but the child was always giving, caring, loving, nurturing. And the man was selfish every time. He took everything that the person gave him, no matter what it was. The child, on the other hand, cannot take anything, because he didn't want to feel like he was selfish for doing his due diligence, for doing what he feel as though is right. It's to give back. Now, one day, it was these two crossed paths, and they wound up having a discussion. And the child asked, "Why are you so selfish?" And the man asked, "Why are you so selfless?" And the conversation went a little like this: I'm selfish is because that I want to be kind, generous, and nurturing. The man said, "I'm selfish because I think of myself, and nothing else above it or below it." But the man asked a very, very, very peculiar question. It says, what have you given to somebody that doesn't want to be given to? Are you not selfish for not considering that person's feelings, but yet you are selfless? The boy just was stunned. He was, what? I never thought about it like that. The man asks, being selfish does not mean a negative thing. People automatically assume that I'm a negative person because I don't give back to those who give to me. The truth is, I'm always thankful, and I always tell the person I'm thankful. But so many people look for material things from me to give back to them because they did a selfish thing upon me. I want that to sink in for a moment, because that was very powerful when I actually understood what it meant to be selfish. In a bad, not even in a bad light, but in a good light. Sometimes being selfish doesn't always mean that you're a negative person. Sometimes you have to protect yourself in order to save yourself from going through harmful things. Does that make you selfish in a negative way? No, it does not. You got to protect yourself sometimes. Sometimes we tend to give too much, being selflessness, that we get harmed in the long run. Now, you have to understand there's a balance between everything that goes on in life. Good, bad. Just like for every day, there's always a night. Always a night. So when I tell people some of the time, it's not that selfishness is a bad thing. It's not selfishness is a good thing either. Because at the end of the day, they both play a key role in somebody's life. Because when you give, you also expect to receive. And most people say, well, I don't want to receive nothing in return. You may not think about it now. 5 years from now may be a different story. 5 minutes from now may be a different story, but I want that story to sink in with a lot of people. And think about that. Because that doesn't mean that you're a negative person. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. All things are great, no matter how you look at the situation. Because any creator has to have a destroyer in them. Because it's nothing